Hello, I'm Raph. I'm playing a Warforged Gloomforged named Styx. He is a Paladin and has been recently reawakened and is learning about the world around him with some new friends that he's just met.
Hey everyone, I'm Jared. I'm playing the character of Luther. He's a Dhampir. He is a fighter that specializes in firearms, a bit of an investigator, and I am the great uncle of Grinner.
Hi, I'm Jacob. I'm playing Tithla, the Goblin Ranger. She is a wonderful hunter and medical genius.
Hi, I'm Haz. I'm playing Theodore, the Satyr Druid, who's a kind of a charismatic Druid who's unwillingly taken Tithla under his wing as she's followed him through the forest for the past few months.
Hi, my name is Josh. I am from the RollTogether RPG stream, and I will be playing Killian Maxwell, a half-elf warlock who has come to Barovia. He was with the party previously but has lost them and has joined up with the Tempest Guild on their adventures.
G'day, I'm Tom. I'm playing Jonor, the Aasimar wizard. He is on the pursuit of good and evil, finding out the best and worst in this world, and he's doing that with a little bit of naivety and optimism.
And I'm Owen, the Dungeon Master of our Curse of Strahd campaign. A warning, gentle viewer. Curse of Strahd is a horror-themed Dungeons & Dragons campaign, which means you may hear adult language or adult themes throughout this episode. Hello! Welcome back to you. Good morning to you. Welcome back to the Lost Archives, everybody. It is wonderful to see all of your gorgeous faces once again. It has been way too long, and I am very sorry that we have been away for so long from Curse of Strahd. It is very good to be back and joining you once again for the premiere horror 5th edition campaign. We have all of our players here tonight. We do still have Jared on the overlay, but that's only because the new overlay design doesn't quite work with the whole animated background that I've done, so I will have to fix that up for the next one. So you will still see Jared down below me that side, and I will have us back to the 5-player overlay for the next episode, but we'll keep him here for the moment. The good news about that is it's going to blow up our little art section, and we have some incredible fan art to add into the overlay as well. We've had some amazing work done by very, very talented members of the community. We will be showcasing all of those in the cycle through of art. Not tonight, because I have to adjust all of the sizings that I had previously made, because they're not going to fit in the aspect ratio because I'm changing the overlay. So we will have them for the new overlay, which is going to be on for our next session, which is very, very exciting. In terms of fun announcements, I just want to say a massive thank you to everyone who's been watching the Wandering Village playthrough. Thank you so much. Guys were clearly enjoying that. I am more than happy to play more Wandering Village. In fact, I recorded the last episode this morning. It should be popping out for all of you tomorrow morning first thing, so that'll be in a couple of hours from now, most likely, if you're watching this on Twitch. If you're not watching this on Twitch, if you're watching this on YouTube, it's already out. You can go watch it. It's already there. Go watch it right now. It's fantastic. We have now done everything that the Wandering Village has for us to do in early access. So if there's any other games you'd like me to check out, make sure you send me a message in the Discord, put a comment on the YouTube video. For our YouTube members, you already have access to this episode. Please go and enjoy. It is already out. It was as soon as it was finished uploading, you should have had access to it. We did try out making the cult in the Wandering Village. It was not good, as one might imagine from a cult. Now that I think about it, maybe the warning signs were already there. You create the cult by feeding your villagers to Onbu, the creature that you're on the back of. Turns out doing that has some pretty bad consequences, which we discovered. So that is there for everyone to enjoy. Any other fun YouTube announcements? Just it's lovely to have you all back. Lovely to be back here again. All looking, I think everyone's looking happy. Everyone's keen, ready to go.
I've just got one more thing.
Yeah, I'm sure you do.
Congratulations to Maisie Peters wrapping up opening for Coldplay in Helsinki over the weekend. In honor, I've got my Maisie Peters The Good Witch Tour shirt on today. Just want to shout that out. Pretty big deal playing in Helsinki. So yeah, well done.
I would love to somehow poo-poo this, but actually that is pretty impressive opening for Coldplay. And all I'm going to say is mad respect. Well done, Maisie.
Thank you. Also to Maisie.
Moving on. Any other fun things to share while we were away? I think we're all looking good. The only thing I was going to comment is Tom's lighting is a bit special tonight. It does look like he's been abducted and he's currently filming his proof of life video for the kidnappers, so that we can send the money to him. Tom, what's going on?
Just the light broke and haven't fixed it. So hopefully this isn't like a foreshadowing of Jonor's fate. I can just spread that one.
Ooh. Do you want to draw me a quick Tarocca cut?
No, I don't.
Well, I think in that case, then we better jump into the session. Let's do our. Chat do want you to blink twice if you're being held hostage, Tom. Just choose to. That's winking. That's. I guess that kind of doesn't count. Let's do our recap. I've done a bit of a succinct recap for tonight because our last session was a bit of a break from some of the dangerous hardships the team had been facing, and it was nice to sort of have that to separate out. Probably a bit of a darker slide that we're going to see as time goes on. Nothing to worry about. Don't worry about it. You guys don't have anything to worry about. Let's do our recap. Our series has been following the adventures of the Tempest Adventuring Guild. Theo, Jonor, Grinner, Tithla, and newcomer Killian. Having become trapped within the realm of Barovia while searching for some missing adventurers, the team have been travelling west in hopes of an escape from these dark lands. Emerging victorious in their fight against the Blight Druids of Yester Hill, two of the Mardukov family having been taken by the Druids, the team launched a rescue mission, taking on Druids and Blights to make their way into the caverns below the hill. The source of all of these troubles turned out to be a large white and blood-red tree, a Golthias tree, and the team managed to burn away its core despite taking some pretty heavy damage. With Davian Martikov and his son Elvir now rescued, and the team pretty exhausted and ready for a rest, they made their way back to the Wizard of Wine's vineyard. Killian had meanwhile elected to accompany Adrian Martikov back to his home, reuniting with the rest of the party at the winery. The winery had other guests too, however, a group of beautiful women seemingly out celebrating some special event, and with Theo long overdue for a revel, the group joined the festivities. The ladies were revealed to be out on a bachelorette party, Katerina, due to be married shortly to an unknown leader. Embracing the revel, Theo soon was playing his pipes and encouraging fun to be had by all, quickly finding himself more alcohol-affected than he had intended. Meanwhile, Killian used his warlock powers to examine these partygoers a little closer, realizing that they were in fact undead. Jonor was peer pressured into performing a Tarocca card reading for Katerina, but kept the truth of the reading to himself, instead encouraging her with kind words. We left off last session at the end of the evening, Katerina and her troop departing the vineyard in her coach, and Sen deciding to follow them from a distance. Now, Raph, obviously you weren't with us last session, so just to get you back into the vibe of things, we essentially had Styx keeping a bit of an eye on the newcomers, making sure they weren't up to any mischief. Killian, having revealed the truth of the bridesmaids, the fact that they were all undead, revealing that to Jonor, who then communicated that with you, Styx. So most of the night, you were sort of keeping a bit of an eye out, making sure nothing untoward happened.
You played some drinking games with us.
Styx did play some drinking games with you as well. That's true. He sort of just poured the alcohol on his face at one point. I think, yeah, that's right. You guys played King's Cup, and we did have Styx draw a card.
Burgomaster's Chalice.
Burgomaster's Chalice, sorry. Burgomaster's Chalice. And we did have Styx draw, I think, I'm trying to remember the card that Styx drew. I think it was the one where all of the guys
probably
drink.
Waterfall.
Might have been Waterfall, yeah. Which
although if Styx gets six for dicks, that would be great.
6 for Styx. Styx just has to drink until everyone's satisfied he's drunk enough. That seems like a dangerous way to play. Obviously, Styx, alcohol doesn't... Yeah, that's true. Alcohol doesn't really affect you in the same way it affects organic beings. But yeah, so the night was a bit of a respite, really. If Styx was wondering what fun looked like, this could be filed away as a decent definition of fun. And we ended the night with Sen, the shifter scout that you guys had encountered at Yester Hill, deciding to follow these slightly suspicious women. There is one quick, not adjustment, not retcon, but clarification I'm going to very quickly make. Killian, when you used your Eyes of the Gravekeeper, feature. Katerina was not undead. The 5 bridesmaids were. Only adjustment. Only adjustment to be had.
Yeah, sorry that we misinterpreted that and you're just clearing that up for us. Thank you.
Look, do you know what? I don't often say you're welcome, Jacob, but this time, you know what? Take it. You're welcome.
And
such a good
not
guy.
undead yet, right?
I didn't say that.
I imagine her wedding is going to be
You may now
It's
bite the
actually-
bride.
yeah,
Yeah, pretty
it'll be a
much.
deep kiss.
Yeah.
Eternal love.
That's true. That's very true. Well, till death do us part, and then immediately bite her and turn her into a vampire. Does that technically annul the marriage straight away?
Well, no, it just ends.
Yeah. Yeah, fair.
Divorce.
That's a
Sounds
quick
right.
quick clarification I wanted to make. But we ended the night with Sen rolling a natural 1 for her stealth check to go and follow the women in the carriage, resulting in her just rolling down a hill through the vines. Theo sort of throwing himself down the hill after just to make sure she was okay. Theo also being quite drunk at this stage. Unless there was anything else that Styx would have done during that time, maybe like investigation checks, perception, insight, things like that, Styx. Unless there was anything you wanted to do, we'll jump ahead to the next morning as you guys awaken. Feeling mostly refreshed? Yes, Tithla.
I don't want to be that guy, but the last note that I had was definitely going with Steph to talk to Lara about if someone has been acting weird because Lara's been watching everybody.
Yes, that is a good point. We should have that conversation before the morning. Absolutely. Before we jump to that,
Apologies.
Raph, is there anything Styx would have liked to have done?
I don't think so. I think he probably would have just been taking it all in and experiencing it to that capacity and just kind of filing that away for future reference on what is fun. I don't know if he particularly felt like he had fun, but he now knows that that's what fun looks like.
Something weird happens when you try to file this away under fun. Styx, could I get you to please make me a wisdom saving throw?
Yeah.
That's a 20, unnatural. Styx, for a moment, you watch as inside your mind in the database that you visualize when you store away information, you watch as the words emerge, taking up your entire field of vision. Is no fun, is no Blinsky, as you attempt to try and file this away under fun. You immediately delete this information, removing it from your mind and slotting this in under fun. With a 20, you have no problems bypassing this weird, strange bit of information filed away. Yeah, Blinsky was your creator. It's weird that filed away is no fun, is no Blinsky. Weird.
I think Styx's light bulb eye would probably just flicker out for a second with that and then come back online.
The words "is no fun, is no Blinsky" cycle across the eyeball and then fade away. Or project outwards, the eye starts projecting this minor illusion, and on the wall in front of Styx it just says "is no fun, is no Blinsky." Just for a brief second before you tap your head and this is disabled. It's quite funny. I just occurred to me as I was saying that. I was like, Blinsky built you. He might have some subroutines.
As a mobile advertisement.
Hey, nothing says come and check out my toys than a 6.5 foot tall robot man made of actual bones with actual human teeth set into a jawbone and a single cyclops eye projecting Blinsky's logo onto any surface that he happens to walk up to.
Quintessentially fun.
But it's very Blinsky to pull that move. So
It's exceptionally Blinsky. Yeah, it goes really nicely with the row of bourgeoisie being led towards the the large chopping block that you can buy as a set with and without heads, detachable, practical. So, let's jump in with Tithla then, Styx. If you're sort of keeping an eye on things, just give me a general look. What you see is what I described. Nothing new, nothing crazy. Tithla, as you head into the next room, I believe you were with Stefania at that point. You were heading down to meet
Yeah.
with Lara below in the... yeah, perfect. So as you follow Stefania, she pulls back the carpet, looking around briefly, making sure no one's watching. She pulls back the carpet in the study, revealing the ladder and the hidden hatchway down below the winery into the depths of the hill. And as you make your way down, Stefania closing the hatch behind you with a creak and a very small thud. Your eyes adjust to the flickering lights, the flickering torchlight in the cavern below. And as you emerge out into the open space, this sort of vast circular cavern that you've been in before, worked stone walls heading up towards the roof, a large annex full of bookshelves just cluttered, overwhelmed with scrolls and notes and leather-bound journals. Sitting in front of one of the writing desks, not on a chair, just on the floor, you can see the grey-haired, middle-aged Lara. She's currently flicking through a number of the notebooks, a large quill behind her head that she occasionally pulls off, so just tucked in behind her ear. She occasionally pulls out, makes a quick annotation in a notebook of her own, open on her knee, before tucking the feather back in. You can see an ink pot is actually sitting up on the desk. She sort of dips it in a few times and begins making notes. She doesn't look up as you and Stefania walk down. In fact, she seems so engrossed in her work that Stefania has to sort of cough to introduce herself almost twice before Lara finally looks up, and you can see dark bags under her eyes. She looks pretty tired, as if she's been focused here for quite some time. Sorry. What do you want? Stefania? Tithla? No one saw you come down here, right?
No, of course not. We're very vigilant.
She looks at you as if she's appraising how vigilant you might be, but accepts your word for it and nods. How can I help you? What's going on?
Yeah. Have you been watching us?
I mean, yeah. We have, yeah. Other members of the Mardikovs, yeah, we have. I have, personally, followed you for a little bit out of Vallaki. Yeah.
Who's been acting weirdest? Who's been wrong the last couple days?
Who's been wrong?
Yeah. Like, who's not themselves? Who's, when you say, oh, that's Tithla, well, that's not Tithla, it's wrong.
Oh, right. You want to know if anyone's been acting different to observations, any aberrant behavior. Is that what you're asking?
No, I'm not after aberrations. Just if anyone's acting different.
Sure. Yeah, I can have a look through the notes. Stefania, we've got about 4 or 5 letters that have come in. I haven't finished correlating the notes from all the last few days. We've been rather busy with what's been happening with the winery. But Satyr, if I give you this report, this is actually, Stefania, this is your report. Stefania, why don't you read that report? You watch Tithla as Stefania takes the note off her aunt, looks at you a little bit guiltily, and then unfurls the note, begins looking through it. Not really showing it to you, more just reading it. A little bit, like deliberately standing a bit higher so you can't see what's on the paper. Stefania reaches down.
I don't know that Tithla would notice that because she can never read what people have in their hands, so she wouldn't notice if someone's just a tiny bit higher.
Yeah, fair. Okay. In that case, then Stefania is just reading a note. It seems pretty normal. She gives you a look and then starts reading a note, and you're just like, yeah, cool. Just reading. No problems there. Lara sort of paused through a couple of other scrolls.
All of the problems.
Yeah. Stefania, looking through the notes, sort of occasionally sort of mumbles to herself, talking under her breath a little bit as she reads through. Lara passing over a scroll to you, Tithla, and going, this looks like it was a report from... Yeah, I think this one was put together just before you lot left Vallaki. It's a summary of your escapades in the city and the... someone's written bloodless coup here. This.
Yeah.
Do you want to have a... look, I can read through and...
Well, I was there. I remember what happened.
Right, but didn't you want to know what outside observers watch? Like what we might have gleaned?
Oh, yeah, I guess that would help. Yeah, cool. That's a good idea.
Okay, and you want us to look for any behavior that seems out of the ordinary?
Well, yeah, like who's been just not themselves the last couple days?
Okay.
I have it on very bad authority that something might have happened.
Right.
And I
yeah.
don't know that I trust it, but I feel like I do. But I'm very confused. I've never not trusted someone before.
Well, let me hand you this report. Can you read through this and we'll compare notes? This is
We'll give it a go.
looks like Lake Bartok. The tower there. That's right. Yeah, you lot fucked around the tower for a bit. Here you go. You have that one. I'll read this.
Okay.
Stefania. Tithla, could I please get you to roll me an investigation check as you
I
pour
would
through?
love to. Could I perhaps
Yeah.
do a nature check instead?
You're going to have to justify that to me something fierce. Why a
Paper.
nature check? Yeah.
Made from trees.
Yep.
Trees. Nature.
Yeah, but it's
Cool.
not the paper you're
Science.
reading, it's the words on
Science.
them.
Ink.
Yep.
Squid.
Yep.
Nature.
Yeah. Here's the thing, though, right? It's not the ink you're reading; it's the words written in ink.
All right, we'll get there. We got other things. Stealth.
You want to try stealth? Do you know what?
Investigation,
Sure,
you say?
Tithla, feel free to roll me a stealth check, and I'll tell you what you get from that.
No one notices she reads it.
Tithla, as you close the paper so that you can't read it, information. If you can't read it, it's not there. 10.
That's a 10 on investigation.
As you're +2 to investigation. That's not that bad. It's not like it's a minus or anything. Come on.
Yeah, but it's not the +5 that I would have had on the others.
On stealth.
Well, stealth is +4, nature is +5. Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, it's almost like some things you're good at, some things you're not good at. And when I ask you to do the things you're not good at, it's almost like the roles kind of match with that. It's
That
weird.
doesn't make sense. As long as it's
Weird.
not deception or intimidation,
Do you know what?
performance or persuasion.
Do you know what I reckon it is? Do you know you're playing Tithla tonight,
Acrobatics?
not your Mary Sue character. This is Tithla.
Ah, shit, so
Yeah.
close. Sorry, that was
Yeah.
last night. My bad.
That's fair. As you read through the report, Tithla, there's a discussion about some very odd behavior, particularly from Tithla and Jonor, the two who ended up in the lake.
Excuse me.
Stefania looks up as Lara rolls her eyes and goes, "Yep, what?"
You've got some inaccuracies here.
Yep. What's the inaccuracies?
Or just this stuff about the lake.
What's wrong?
That's just not quite how it happened. Would you like me to correct it for you?
I'll add it as an appendix to that report. She pulls out a fresh sheet of paper, gets her quill ready, and gets ready to write.
Can I do a game piece where I say Tithla says what actually happened instead of what that is? Because I don't remember what happened and I don't know what it's saying.
Ah, do you not remember what happened, Jacob?
What was the date?
What was the
real
date?
life date?
Would that
this
genuinely
happened?
help you?
Oh, it would 100% help me. I've got notes.
So
I remember you and Jonor being in the lake getting chased by seaweed. That's what I remember.
Was me and Grinner.
Yeah.
There's
So the
Jonor and Grinner,
dates-
that's for sure.
the date that you're looking for is, I believe it's around October. Around the
October
30th of
23.
October.
Chat
The
saying
30th
check
of
the wiki.
October.
Check saying check. the
30th
wiki.
of October, Halloween special.
Would have been,
Try again.
yeah, around... no, we have a problem. Because I copy and paste my pages, the dates aren't right. So don't ignore that. I copy and paste my pages. That is incorrect information. You cannot rely on it.
What do we got? Cost for Abbott to heal. That's October of 23.
I'm more than happy to do a
That's
hand wave.
fine.
Tithla, as you
Don't worry.
describe Tithla's experience
I'm happy to
with...
roll for it if you would like.
Yeah, go on. Let's see how
Nature?
good you're... Sure, let's do
Nature.
Roll
His-
stealth.
History check, please.
Damn it. What does that start with H? That's also a +2. You suck. 11. No, that's an 8.
That's an
That
8.
was a 6.
Tithla, you and Jonor got wet. There was something in the lake. You then got dry. Problem solved.
Exactly. See, there was all this extra bits. I'm just not sure that happened.
Sorry, there's too much information in this report, is what you're telling me.
I think we should move on.
Okay. So you're looking for aberrant behavior. Sorry. You're looking for behavior out of the ordinary.
Yep.
So
and
I've
again,
got...
me being weird in a lake, that's normal.
Okay. I do have a report here that is a bit odd.
Uh-huh.
Luther, walking up the side of a building. First time it was documented. We've
Yeah.
noticed a few times since then that he's snuck off from the rest of the group occasionally, killed
Fan of
wildlife.
Raph? Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm not at liberty to say, but I wouldn't be worried about it.
Okay. There's also a report here.
See how much easier this is when, like, I can just tell you what's going on?
She nods slowly.
See how much better the information is?
Stefania points at one of the lines on her scroll. Goes, there's a mention here of Jonor and this book, this spell book that he took. We've got no record of this book beforehand, and then it looks like he sort of came across it after the events of the Bloodless Coup. And then there's a mention here again of him opening it and this sort of weird light almost shining from within the book for a brief moment. Is that what you're looking for?
No, not necessarily. That's just them doing weird magic stuff. More just like if someone was then more mean or more nice than they would normally be. Like, don't look for bits that talk about, tomatoes and apples and that sort of stuff. That we don't need to worry about that bit.
Oh, there is a bit here about
No, we don't need to worry about that bit.
Grinner in the stocks, no?
Okay, well, that hurt my heart more than it hurt my hands, I guess.
I can see why tomatoes are. You got to watch them sharp. Really, like, quite dangerous to hold in your hands.
Exactly. That's a long-term pain that they can cause. Poison.
Tomatoes.
If they've gone rotten.
It's not
Tell
really
me I'm wrong,
poison.
Owen.
It's not really
Honestly,
poison.
tell me I'm wrong.
Is it?
What do they call it when you eat bad food and you get sick? What's that called?
Food poisoning.
Nailed it.
Oh, hiya.
Is there anything like? Okay. I'm gonna be honest here. Okay. Right now,
that'd
I
be
don't
good.
trust
Yeah,
you.
that'd be great.
I don't trust anyone, but I trust you less. No, I trust everyone. I've got less trust issues with you right now.
Are you worried something's happened to one of your friends? That the
Isn't that
corruption
exactly
of.
what I said at the start?
Let's be
Haven't I
more
been very clear?
specific. Let's be more specific. Are you concerned that one of them succumbed to the corruption of these lands? Is that what you're worried about, Tithla?
I don't know. What I got told was kind of wishy-washy, but kind of maybe somebody's been replaced or succumbed or like overcome or undercome. I don't know.
I don't
You
really
guys
want to
all
know
right
what
there?
that is. Well, I've got no follow-up questions to that statement, but I do have a question for you, Tithla.
Uh-huh.
Our observations here are going to be what we've seen from a distance, not what we've and facts, what we've overheard. We don't really take notes on things like tone of voice, generous proportioning of food at dinner, things like that. It sounds like you're looking for signs of people changing quite subtly. These reports are they're meant to just be facts that we've
Do you
gathered
have
from
anything
aspects.
about anyone sneaking off in the last 2 days?
Sneaking off in the last 2 days.
Or separating from the group and being alone?
Not in the last 2 days. As I said, we haven't really had a chance to write down the reports. I mean, you were split up for a bit. Some of you came, bumped into us earlier. You left the abbot's grounds much sooner, and the rest of you came to join soon after. To be honest, the most suspicious person we documented in the last 2 days was Raspib.
He's very suspicious, yes.
Pretty sure.
It's actually one of those not suspicious because we know that he's got issues.
Right.
Yeah.
Look, if you want my opinion on this, I don't think any of your friends have succumbed to the evil of Barovia yet, Tithla. They're all still acting similar to the reports that we've been getting in since we first noticed their arrival.
Okay.
Josh,
Maybe
you don't
it's
need
all
to
of them
worry, Josh, because none of the were-ravens saw what you did to Jonor.
Good.
Yeah, nothing to worry
This
about,
is like-
Killian. You're safe.
Maybe it's everyone then. Maybe everyone's the problem. Maybe I'm the only one that's left sane.
Tithla, do you want to make me... I'm going to say this is a persuasion check.
Oh, that's good. I listed that before as a negative, so we'd do that. That's a 10.
10. You watch as Lara, seeing your distress, seeing your fear and your paranoia, you watch as she slowly nods. and then pulls out a new scroll and makes a few annotations before looking up and going, we haven't in the past been taking notes this detailed, but if you're worried that one of your friends or all of your friends are succumbing to the corruption of these lands, we can start taking notes now, and I can let you know if there's anything that I see as hugely problematic.
I think somebody told me that it had already happened, and if it's already happened, then it's too late to start taking notes now.
But if someone's behavior has changed, we've got we've got a rough idea of who these people are. You know who these people are. If we note down changes and we give those observations to you, surely you can glean something of importance from that.
Okay. If you're happy to try, I'm not confident.
You've done so much for the Martikovs, it's the least I can do. I can send out a note to keep a closer eye on your companions.
Thanks. Okay.
Tithla, who did tell you? Who did tell you this?
It was someone I knew, Damo.
Damo.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's flicking through some notes. Tithla, this Damien, elvish gentleman, about yay tall, quite pale skin.
It's at this moment Tithla remembers that they have all these notes and would know who Damo is. Yeah. Okay. Yeah, it was him. Okay.
Tithla, that's one of the potential aliases that we believe Strahd von Zarovich uses when he is out and about talking to the people of this land and gathering information. You can't trust a single thing this Damo says. You be very careful if you see this individual again.
Well, yeah, he left us. Of course.
He left you? What do you mean he left you?
Well, it should be in your notes there. He said he was going to be there in the morning, and then he wasn't. It's kind of a strong pivotal character moment for me.
I have notes here saying that he travelled with you for a night or two, but nothing further than that. You arranged to meet up with this individual.
No, he was going to show me some more hunting things, and he was going to be there in the morning, and he left.
Tithla, I'm going to say this with as much emphasis as I can, and I want you to hear me. You cannot trust Damien. Damien, our reports going back decades indicate this is one of the faces, one of the personas that Strahd von Zarovich takes on to corrupt adventurers, to corrupt the people who come to this land. Do you hear me, Tithla?
Damo should not be trusted.
Yes, don't trust whatever that figure says.
But what if he can change? What if I can change him?
As Lara very slowly just sort of lowers her head, shakes it for a moment, and goes, you know, your age, your youthful innocence gives you a unique perspective on some of these things. And it is good to give people the benefit of the doubt. Hear me when I say this. Strahd von Zarovich is a monster. Everything we have fought against. There is no redeeming. There is no help. This creature, this monster has ruled over these lands for more years than we can document, has destroyed countless lives, and will continue to do so. This is a person with unlimited life, unlimited cruelty, unlimited ability to cause harm. Do not trust this person. Do not try and help this person. If you have the shot, take the shot. If you don't have the shot, play along, but do not believe a single word he says.
Play along. Don't believe. I am going to struggle with that second one, but I'll try.
She sort of grapples with that for a moment. You watch her mouth open and close a few times, her hands sort of like moving up, and then really there's only one question that she can get out at that point, which is, Why would you trust this person? What is going on with you, Tithla? Why are you...
People should be trusted. People are good.
Yeah, people are. He's not a person. He's a fucking monster, Tithla.
I just don't know what's going on. Everything's wrong.
He's the shell of a person. He wears a human face, but inside he is a writhing mass of darkness, hate, and torture.
And what are your opinions on his brother?
Sergei?
Yeah.
Equally bad, Tithla.
Okay.
Equally bad.
That was a test.
Rather than wearing a human face, at least Sergei has the decency to look like the monster he is.
Okay. So what I'm hearing is there's a lot of bad out here.
Yes. Welcome to Barovia.
I don't really like that.
That's why we're trying to leave. That's why all of this... She points to the room, the hundreds of years, the centuries of notes and observations and intelligence that's been gathered. Yeah, we know. This place is shit, Tithla. We're trying to get out. It's what all of this is just for that purpose. To free these lands of their influence, these brothers.
Okay. I don't really have any more questions. You sort of have helped, I guess. Thank you.
My pleasure. I'm pleased I was able to help.
Yeah, cool. And yeah, no one saw us come down here, especially not the 3 or 4 random people that were up there. They didn't see us.
3 or 4 random people?
You
said 3 or 4 random people?
Yeah, they were there having some drinks.
Oh, Davian will be happy. Winery's got guests again. At least we'll be profitable.
Yeah. He seemed very strongly emoted.
Davian, well, he did just get his son back. We did just rescue him from Yester Hill.
I'm sure that's it. Okay. I'm gonna go. It's kind of been a big day. I might go and find a bed, grab a nap.
Stefania puts a hand on Lara's shoulder. Looks like Lara's about to say a bit more. Stefania puts a hand on her shoulder. Reaches down, sort of kneels down a bit in front of you. Tithla nods and goes, "Yeah, I can take you upstairs. We've got a guest room you can sleep in. I know Lara comes on a bit strong. She's really passionate." You see behind, as you look over Stefania's shoulder, Lara slowly turns her head and looks down at her niece. Mouths passionate and sort of like looks around the room again before shaking her head and wandering off back towards the bookcase. Let's get you off to bed, hey? And I think, regardless of how Lara said it, I think it's good words to live by. I mean, if you have to choose between trusting your friends, the people you've known for years, people that you've grown up with, people that you've faced challenges with and have been there to support you, and the immortal ruler of these lands that we need to escape, probably go with your friends. That'd be my call, personally.
Yeah. Cool. Thanks. Thank you. Tithla calls over Stefania's shoulder.
You're welcome.
Have a good sleep.
I don't sleep anymore, Tithla. It's too much work to do. Maybe in a day or so.
Okay. Oh, okay. Bye. Tithla, yeah, is going to go up, I guess, find a room. And I think everyone knows when it's nighttime and you're alone in a room, your mind wanders. So I think Tithla is going to struggle to go to sleep. And I'm going to roll a con save to see if Tithla falls asleep or if she's able to stay up all night staring at the door.
Okay. With like a dagger just in her hands looking.
Sort of, yeah.
Bit spooked that one of your friends might try and enter and replace you with a pod person in your sleep.
Well, she also just had Lara explain to her how the whole world is evil and trying to murder everyone. So
it's a really good point in hindsight, actually.
Already paranoid.
Yeah,
so,
it's a good point. That's not great. That's not going to go well for Tithla.
Mm-hmm. And I don't think it's a low check, so I think it's like a 10. No, to stay awake. Yeah, 10 to stay awake. So,
okay.
Here we go. That's a 15. Done.
Tithla, despite the horrors around you, despite the fear, you really, really tuck it out.
No. That was to stay awake. That was Tithla succeeding.
Oh, okay. In that case, then, Tithla, despite how tuckered out you are, the horrors that your mind is throwing at you, it's a lot.
Mm-hmm.
There's a lot of things to be scared of. A lot of potential danger lurking around every corner. Or under the bed. You check under the bed. Nothing there. But what about now? Something could have snuck in while you were bent over. Better check the walls. Better check the roof. Better check the windows. You haven't been looking under the bed. There could be things under the bed again. Things could have snuck in while you weren't looking. This continues for a fair portion of the night. Tithla, you do not get the benefit of a long rest. And we will talk about further consequences as you continue to stay awake.
Can I take a short rest?
You may take a short rest.
Thank you.
As the rest of you awaken the next morning, feeling somewhat refreshed, feeling strangely, mostly hangover free. Whatever process Davian uses to produce these wines, the lack of preservatives and the slightly lower fructose content mean that you actually don't suffer from debilitating hangovers, despite how drunk you were the night before. It is a mild discomfort and dehydration, but not that head-pounding hangover that you get from wines that have a high preservative count. So you feel not too bad the next morning. Styx, you obviously feel fine on account of not drinking. Theo, you're probably feeling the worst for wear, although you did throw up, so that might have helped you out a bit. So I'd say actually, given that, you're probably not feeling...
After I tumbled down the hill like Ralph, rolling down the hill to get Sen.
Yeah.
What happened? Did I get her back safely? Because my main concern was her clearly not being
wandering after them with a natural one on stealth. Yeah.
Yeah. So I'll fine. Bring her back to the group.
You convince Sen that she can follow the tracks in the morning. It's a carriage. It's gonna leave marks that are easy to track. Like it's not like they're gonna just like take off and leave no markings behind. You convince her, get her back, tuck her into a sleeping bag. And then head to bed yourself.
Cool.
Owen, can I just do one thing as I shut down for the evening?
Yeah.
I would like to spend some time meditating on my past as the Sun Sword and try to, I guess, get a little bit of additional background into what I am and who I am, if I can glean any additional memories.
Absolutely. Styx, this is a good use of your downtime while you are long resting. All of you may benefit from a long rest except for Tithla. While you are benefiting from your long rest, Styx, could I get you to please roll me a history check, please? 16. Styx, as you begin to shut down your memory banks, taking the information from your working memory, your short-term memory and working memory, and beginning to sort it out into the various long-term pathways that you might need to pull this information from again in the future. As you do so, exploring the vast corridors of your mind, which so far have remained mostly unaccessed for you, at least recently, you stumble across a data core section of memories not located in your main memory banks, but in the core itself, in your very essence, the metal that was melted down from the blade of the Sun Sword to create your central core. And as you begin to probe the outer recesses of this strange packet of data, images begin to flash in front of your eyes. You see Castle Ravenloft. The sun, high above, casting warm golden light over the spires, over the crenellations. The castle looks clean. A bit smaller than you've seen in Barovia. There's a few towers missing that you know to now be there. The gargoyles that now adorn the outer face are gone. They're not there in this memory of it. And the large palisade around the outer section, not there either. In fact, the moat around the castle is full of water. You can see people, Barovians, fishing in the crystal clear blue waters, laughing, a few of them underneath trees nearby, picnicking, taking a moment of calm. Your viewpoint is waist high, And as you sort of fix your attention looking around, you realize you're strapped to the waist of someone. A sword in a sheath. A woman. Hand on your pommel. Pale skin. Long, dark, raven hair. Laughs. A sound that fills you with joy and light. And as she draws you, holding the blade in front of her, she smiles as she looks into your reflective, shiny surface of the blade. Isn't this such a beautiful day? What should we do today? Where should we go?
Well, we haven't been down to the river in some time.
True. Let's make our way. Let's go. I think we're going to meet up with Strahd and Sergei a little bit later on. Should we check in? Maybe make sure they're okay? Or nah, they'll be fine. Let's go to the river. I know you didn't like it when I was using you to fish last time, but it's pretty handy. You don't mind getting wet today, do you?
Surely there is a rod we can borrow. You do not need me.
Yeah, but it's way more fun when I get to throw you and then you spear a fish and then I summon you back and a fish is there. Come on, it's way better.
I will allow it.
Thanks. And with that, she sheaths you back in the scabbard, gives you a gentle pat. Comforting contact. As you begin making your way back down towards the river. The memory glitches for a moment. You watch as the beautiful, sunlit blue sky almost seems to shatter for a second, darkness and mist filling it. And then a moment later, you find yourself standing, drawn this time, held in front, protectively of this woman with raven hair, as she stares towards two figures. One with golden, almost shoulder-length hair, is lying on the battlements of Castle Ravenloft, blood pouring from his neck, his skin looking pale, his eyes wide with fear. Standing above him, his brother. Darker hair, widow's peak, cloak flapping around him. And as he turns to face you, you see the fangs, dripping with blood, his jaw stained red, his clothes marked with gore and viscera, as he looks towards you, eyes fixed upon the sword.
No, you weren't supposed to see this.
And the memory ends.
Mm-hmm. The woman, is that... Do I recognize that as the same woman as the last flashback that I had, and also the same woman that is currently up at the Abbey?
Yes, looks identical. Okay. She looks the same. The woman in your memories looks a little bit older, maybe in her mid to late 30s. The woman that you've seen up at the Abbey looks like she's in her maybe mid-20s.
Mm-hmm. And in the cutscene to whatever the hell was going on the battlements.
I like that you're calling it a cutscene.
Does that look like it's the same day as the fishing trip, or is that a totally different scene?
It looks... It feels different. You know how with memories you kind of have a sense of the time, like a rough idea of where they might sit. Not necessarily an accurate one, but you have kind of a rough idea of where this kind of falls chronologically. You know, Styx, you feel, Styx, that this is different.
Okay.
There are two things that you take away from this. One is the name Solus. And the other is the deep, absolute knowledge that that person is dead.
Okay.
Solace, Solace. That person, gone forever, dead.
Mm-hmm.
Thank you, Raph, for being a good sport. I did not give him any heads up that we will be doing any dream sequences. That was all Raph, and that was all improvised by Raph at the moment. That looked and sounded exceptionally polished, full credit to Raph. That was exceptional.
Yeah, I was going to say like this is feeling weirdly scripted, boys.
Nope.
I'm trying to make a comment on how
nope. We have not had any of these discussions about what this. I was planning to have a brief discussion about the history of the Sunsword with Raph at some point, but I didn't think we'd be. I haven't had it yet. We haven't had that discussion yet. So Raph knows as much about the Sunsword as you guys do. So that caught me off guard a bit as well. I was like, great, let's fucking go.
Well, according to the script, we need to move on to the next theme, so...
Sorry.
Should have seen that joke coming. I saw you flicking through. I was like, what's Josh? Is Josh taking notes on this? Good on you, Josh. Nah, just getting a prop ready for a joke. Amazing. Perfect. With that, and I mean, I don't want to argue with the script, so we better move on. as you all
script. Come on.
As you all awaken the next morning, Styx coming out of his trance, Jonor, Theo, and Killian awakening from a very restful night. Tithla emerging from her room after a very unrestful night, a night full of terror and catastrophization of what could go wrong with your friends, with where you are. Oh, it's a rough night, Tithla. As you all emerge the next morning to the smell of bacon and eggs cooking on a fry pan, you can see Elvir, the youngest son, has actually gotten up early to cook you all a hearty breakfast. And as you all emerge, he rushes over, gives you a hug, Tithla, if you allow it.
She won't. Embrace it, but she won't stop it.
Yeah, gives you a hug. Gives Styx a very wide-eyed look. You know how sort of children, when they're really not sure, they're kind of torn between wanting to show affection and also a little bit scared because you're not very familiar. There's that sort of moment of wild-eyed apprehension as he looks up at Styx and then puts one hand probably at his height, your thigh, Styx, and then pats it. There's a moment, Styx, where that feels almost similar to the sensation when you were being patted on your pommel that you felt in your dream, in your memory.
Styx would probably put his hand on the boy's shoulder and just rest it there for a moment as acknowledgement of that.
Yeah. And Elvir gives hugs out to Theo, Jonor, and Killian as the rest of you emerge as well. Getting over his fear of Styx with the Jonor also gives you a hug, Styx, as well. What were you going to say, Theo?
I was just saying, happy to return that hug. Not going to be weird like Tithla and Styx are.
Yeah, exactly. Elvir thanks each of you. Oh, sorry, you go too. Yeah.
Jonor's pulled his blue sort of scarf type thing a bit higher over the top to sort of dim the lights over his eyes. Rather than the drunk hangover, it's just the outstanding concussion he's got. He's just sort
Jonor,
of blinded by...
You've just had a sleep.
Yeah.
Can I get you to roll me a wisdom saving throw, please? Concussion, not relevant. I just need to know when you go to sleep if you have any... That's a 6.
It's not roll for dying during a sleep from concussion.
It's not roll for dying. It is...
Yeah, that's how you do a character.
Can you imagine? If it's Tom, I need you to hand in your character sheet. I'm sorry, you passed away in your sleep because you went to sleep with a concussion. Can you imagine?
That would have been the 1. I rolled a 2. It was close. Very close.
Fucking hell, I would definitely end up on some list of bad DMs on Reddit for that. That'd be amazing. Yeah, my DM killed my character because I had a concussion and I needed a long rest and he killed me.
Oh, that'll teach you to take a long rest when he doesn't do
You gotta learn somehow.
Tom, you need to be afraid. Haz is still holding that grudge. And if he DMs any session for you and you take a long rest, I think you're dead.
Coming back.
You need to be very, very scared. Jonor with a 6. Yeah. Your dreams are dark, Jonor. You see that swamp again. The village half flooded and buried in the mud and the mire. And the cackling laugh of the witch. You find your sleep disturbed, haunted by this figure. You benefit from a long rest, but you feel weaker. You feel some tax on your mind. You're not sure yet what that effect means.
Yep, fair enough. He would have been very hesitant, very, very hesitant in that slight dream there. Yep, noted.
Sorry about that. You pissed off a very powerful dream hag, and every time you go to sleep, until that problem is solved.
I'm just trying Jonor though. He's fine. He'll be fine.
See you, buddy.
Yeah, it's going well. It's going well.
It's not essential.
Yeah, Elvir thanks all of you for saving his life. Is very, very grateful. Continues to cook bacon and eggs. Actually does a pretty good job. The bacon is a little bit like on the overdone side of things. You know, when it kind of gets almost like a bit too crispy around the outside and the fat's almost a bit over-rendered. But he has nailed the eggs. They are very nice, and brings you out bread and cheese to have with it as well as a large jug of fruit juice that he has squeezed that morning. Unfortunately for Elvir, he's not 100% sure of what, like he's doing his best to kind of like impress you guys and thank you for saving him. So he's sort of grabbed most of the fruits that he could find and squeezed them to create this juice, including some lemon juice as well. It is a little bit on the sour side, but it has been made with quite a bit of love. He's done his best.
Styx looks at it.
There's a pause as he looks at you, looking at the juice, looks at you and goes, do you want to, do you want me to put it on a plate?
I am content.
Content's good. I'm content too. No, I'm not content. I'm really happy. Just want to thank you guys again. Thanks so much.
This is no problem at all. This is what we do. Thank you for this wonderful breakfast. You've done so good here. We are all very impressed.
Adrian said I didn't know how to cook bacon and eggs properly, so I mean, you should go and tell him that he can piss off.
I'll tell him completely that you know what you're doing in the bacon and eggs kitchen.
You watch as Adrian steps out, a bit of bacon in his teeth as he sort of tears it, almost like jerky, chews it a bit and goes, Elvir, bacon's a bit overcooked, mate. Do you want to just slow it down a second?
No, not at all. Keep cooking it like this, Elvir. This is how we cook it back in Nostea, where we are from. This is the preference.
Elvir pokes his tongue at his older brother, throws an egg at him, and then runs inside. You watch as Adrian looks down at the cooked egg that just sort of like sunny side up egg that just sort of slaps into his chest and slowly just drops down onto the ground. Not marking his clothes at all. It's been cooked. He just sort of looks at the egg, looks at you guys and goes, he's in a better mood today. Not gonna be sad about that.
I think your brother just needs a bit of encouragement. These days he went through quite a bit.
Yeah. It's just hard, right? Because he's my younger brother and he's always been a little shit. It's like I feel like we're in like a pattern where like I have to tease him and make fun of him, but I mean, it sounds like he handled it really well, and I was really worried about him. Don't you tell him that. Yeah. Don't you tell him I said that.
Well, no. Hand on my heart, I will not tell him if you don't, but you probably should. I think that would mean a lot coming from him. To come out of something like what he went through and still be smiling shows incredible resilience. But yeah, okay. I also understand the desire to be mean to your younger sibling. My older brother turned me into a frog for 6 years in the Fair Realm, so I get it.
You watch as next to you, Luther, who's also not partaking of the bacon and eggs, has had a sip of the juice and gone, with his lips like pulling back because of how sour it is. Watch as he slowly pauses, lowers the cup, puts it in front of him and goes, I'm sorry, how long were you a frog for? Did you just say 6 years?
Oh, 5 years and 10 months, but yeah, near enough. He thought it was a great prank. And look now that it's there's some distance between it, I can see the funny side.
How old are you now, Theo?
I'm not entirely sure. By your years in Nostea, maybe 40 to 50?
So hang on. You spent 6 years as a frog. That means you spent like a fifth of your life as an amphibian.
Well, it's a lovely pond he puts me in.
Oh, that's okay then. It's like this sort of like looks really bewildered and looks to the rest of you for help.
Adrian, I would follow Theo's advice. Family. You never know how much you'll miss your family until they're gone. So I would strongly suggest that you go embrace your brother and your father and your sister and your auntie. Is that who's
Yeah, she's not much of a hugger.
downstairs?
Lara's not much of a hugger, but you raise a good point. Adrian really respects you, Killian. You spend a bit of time doing a perimeter watch with him early on. You don't even need to roll for this. Essentially what Killian says, he's gonna do. He looks up to you. You've kind of become like a little bit of his hero. As he sort of nods and goes, yeah, you're probably right. Thanks, Kill. As he wanders back inside.
You gonna stab him in the back too, or is that just for close friends?
Don't let him hear that.
I want it to be a surprise.
My enemies need to not know my secrets.
It's a problem because when people know, they don't turn their backs to me, and it's very hard to stab. they can't know. Much easier to get access to their backs when they don't know. Fucking hell. Perfect.
I fully expect this to be a thing for a long time.
I mean, we've seen the comments Tithla brings up about Jonor that was an improvised moment in session 0. It still is making its way every so often.
Oh, about the...
You don't need to repeat it. It's all G-Man. It's all good. No, it's all good. I'm just going to talk over the top. He doesn't know anything. I'm gonna give you an interruption there.
Jonor's going to buy Tithla.
In the immortal words of Tom, I'm gonna give you an interruption as you make your way. Sorry, we still got him, Jacob. We just got him with a different one. As you all finish up your breakfast, I guess my question is, what would you guys like to do next? Luther's gonna sort of looking around at the winery, kind of nod for a moment and go, I've been thinking maybe we need to be focusing our efforts in a couple of different places. There's only 6 of us. There's a lot of bad things in Barovia. I mean, maybe we need to be kind of dividing our attention a bit. I was thinking about heading back to the Abbey. The whole situation with the Abbot's been kind of in my head for a bit. And I don't know, it really suck if he ended up getting corrupted again. I feel like we probably need to keep an eye on him. I mean, Killian was keeping an eye on him. But you're not doing that anymore, Killian, and I feel like maybe we should have someone there just... You did the right thing. Bringing Adrian back was the right thing to do. I'm not criticizing. I just think maybe we should see what he's up to, and maybe I can direct his efforts.
I don't think you've been entirely, for some of my readings, a bit more self-determined, but you did see what I pulled card yesterday during the party just before it all kicked off. It was the Abbot, I believe. It was what exactly was the card? It was one sort of pointing to a significance. The bishop, I believe it was.
It was the bishop, yeah.
There's a calling for you there. I really don't think you should ignore this. If you feel like there's something going there, I'm fully for it. Probably the best move for you is to head that way.
Yeah, I don't know if I 100% believe in faith. Wait, I don't know if I 100% believe in fate, but I do 100% believe in faith. And I do think that maybe that was Lysander presenting me an opportunity, a signpost, an intervention to let me know where I'm needed most, where my attention's needed. Yeah, I'm not going to ignore it, Jonor. I think
backing.
I think it would be unwise to split our party, and you should continue on adventuring with us indefinitely.
Yeah, I mean, look, I'm happy to stick around. I do have a concern about what's going on with the Abbot, and I mean, frankly, I don't think I should be heading to the castle with. We all know at this point that I'm part vampire, right? We've had that discussion. We've had that discussion. Theo, don't look at me like that. Talk through this shit. Lysander stopped me going full vampire. I don't know. I do think potentially it's a risk if I was to get there. I've heard stories of vampires controlling lesser vampires and making them do things they don't want to do. And I gotta say, it's be really shit if we got there and.
But they make you do things without you knowing you were doing them?
Yeah. Vampires can do all sorts of crazy stuff like that.
Interesting.
Higher vampires are even scarier. There's this thing like an ascended vampire. I had stories of it back when I was first turns. Sounded pretty scary.
Would Strahd be one of these ascended vampires?
The story said that they were like all-powerful gods, so I'm gonna say I hope not. Leave it at that.
But I mean, he is seemingly the god of this realm. He controls who lives and who dies, who can leave, who can come. The souls march to his castle, so...
He's probably one then, yeah.
Yeah. Well, in that case, you better go back to the abbot to make sure he doesn't die, because I think we need all the help we can get.
Yeah, I'm thinking maybe the
abbot. If you could
abbots...
take care of the mongrel folk and Sergeant Gavel while you were there, that would be of great help to all of us.
You want me to take care of Sergeant Gavel? Why Sergeant Gavel?
Not like that. No, but like, look
He's
after
like,
him.
cocks his pistol and checks it and he goes, "No, I'm going to take care of Sergeant Gavel. All the mongrel folk. I don't know if I'm comfortable taking care of all the mongrel folk, Theo. It's maybe just the annoying ones. Oh, you mean look after them?
Protect them. Make sure if anyone comes to the abbot, like the Blights did, you stop them from harming them. The one that greets us at the door is, I mean, an odd fellow, but quite charming.
Yeah, I was personally thinking about evacuating Kresk and getting all the people who live in Kresk to reset up inside the grounds of the Abbey. Maybe we can start repairing it, fixing the fortifications. They're exposed down there in the village. We can get them up to the Abbey, at least they'll be safe on hallowed ground. I thought it might be a good idea, now that the Abbot's not experimenting on people and... Yeah. What do you reckon?
Yeah,
I agree.
I think it sounds good. Also, keep an eye on Irina as well.
Yeah, of course. We want to make sure she's safe. Although I think now she's probably
Really
safer than most of us.
I'd appreciate if you could spend a little bit of time just sort of checking up in my history, and if you could find out stuff about the Aasimar race, that'd be great. I look a bit short of that knowledge from where I'm from where we're from, and if he knows about it, I'd like to know too. So just keep that in the back of your mind as well. Thanks.
Yeah, I keep my eyes out, keep my ears to the ground, see if I can learn anything about the Aasimar. Am I looking for something to... Oh, sorry, you go, Styx.
I also require your assistance. I had a memory last night, and I would like you to see if you can find any information on someone who I have remembered.
All right.
Their name is Solus.
Solus?
I believe they are dead.
Oh. Do you want me to check the graveyard or look for records? I'll do both.
Records. It was very long ago.
Right. Yeah, I can have a look. His memory sticks. That sounds important. Do you want to tell us what that was? What do you remember?
I was me. I was me again. And I was with a woman. The same woman that is at the Abbey, but older.
You were with Irina, but you were older.
No, Irina was older, and that was not her name.
Huh.
And there was another. And then there was a dying man. We were fishing.
Is this in order? There was a dying man while you were fishing.
No.
Oh. I'll look into that. That I'm sure that'll help me find out information about this Solus. And Styx, I think we need to keep you away from Strahd as well.
Oh, all right.
Why? Well, just starting to get a sense that you're a bit more important than I just don't want you to fall into his hands, right? Like, from what we understand, you tried to break the Sun Sword, destroy it, right? Is that what we sort of figured out? The Sun Sword was broken and destroyed?
That does ring a bell.
The Sun Sword?
Oh, Killian, you weren't there for this bit. Yeah, Styx. Styx he's a sword.
Hello.
More like Warforged. What do you mean Sun Sword?
I pull my hand out and just go.
You watch as this beautiful golden handle emerges from inside Styx's arm, forms into his hand, and then a blade made of sunlight emerges from the hand, almost like a lightsaber. This shines up in the air, casting off this beautiful golden light that fills you with warmth and happiness as you see it.
Wow. Madam Ava said something about the Sun Sword when we were there.
What?
When we did our own individual readings.
I don't remember that. Oh, wait, individual readings?
You weren't there. Individual readings, yes.
Right. You wanna tell me what she said? That seems important.
When she did my reading, she drew the warrior card, and she told me a number of different things. The first thing was there's a place called the Amber Temple that we should never go to. It's dark and dangerous.
Yeah.
Josh is trying to remember what Josh was told and not what everybody else. The other thing was there was something about the ruins at Argynvostholt. There was something there, like a piece of a weapon, and the insinuation that she gave was that it was a piece of the Sun Sword. So unless you're now whole, there could be a piece of you there.
I believe I am whole. I do not know. How do you tell if you are complete?
What the fuck kind of question is that?
Was it the Amber Temple or Argynvostholt that Sen was going to go look for the scroll dispenser?
So Sen wants to head to Argynvostholt, but she's more focused at the moment on tracking down these bridesmaids to see what their deal is.
Yeah, just thought, as a link in there.
Yeah.
Killian, Sen did mention that she was heading to Argynvostholt to try and find some manner of scroll dispenser, I believe.
How many days have we got until this dinner party that Strahd told us about when he nearly killed me?
Strahd said he would send to Tithla. Jacob, if you remember, you're happy to go. Otherwise, I'm happy to.
Also, Tithla didn't share.
No, so Tithla.
But he mentioned about the dinner. I'm talking about the dinner party that we missed.
Yeah,
is what I'm talking about.
So, Killian, as you think back, you're pretty sure that was 2 nights ago. 3 nights ago.
Oh, how did the? Hang on a minute. If you've been dealing with the Druids, did you not go to his dinner party?
No, we stood him up.
I mean, that's a good idea.
So also I have notes on where the things are from the sword.
Yeah.
So it says the blade is in Argynvostholt, pommel and gemstone were in the Amber Temple, and the other part was with Jonor. So obviously that's not all accurate because some of it's with us now, but yeah.
So the information that you had, Tithla, was where they were last heard of being.
Yep.
So the hilts that you found, that was what Jonor found in the Burgomaster's attic, where Victor Valakovich had been experimenting. But at the moment, the blade's just made of light. If there's a physical blade, and here's the thing, Styx, in your memory, it wasn't just light. You saw her face reflected in this beautiful steel surface of the blade.
So there's 2 more parts still.
And there was a big gem as well. Is there a gem in the pommel?
Yeah, pommel and gemstone in the Amber Temple, or were last seen at the Amber Temple.
As you look at the sword, Styx, it's just the handle. There's no pommel. But you know the blade's gone. You know the blade is gone, Styx, because that's what your core is made out of. The blade was broken and melted down.
Yeah. And that was the 18th of September 2023.
Yeah. Well, so that information didn't know that a certain Blinsky had found the blade, taken it, and melted it down to make the Warforged.
Yep.
Which you guys do now know. Which is what makes Styx a Gloomforged rather than a Warforged. The fact that a sentient magic item was used in the creation of his core.
Gloomy.
So if we know the third piece is accounted for, then we still have this. Theo, you mentioned a scroll dispenser. I don't remember this. This is this hold you just mentioned.
Argenvost it's something Sen knows about. She was going to investigate. I can talk to her a bit more, but she was a little bit cagey on it. But I suspect I could charm it out of her.
Yeah, well, absolutely. If there's a bit of knowledge to be collected there, especially in the scrolls form, look at the magic we can do. There could be something quite valuable there.
Yes, well, I mean that's where she was going to get it. She said her plan was to go retrieve this item, and if our paths crossed again, we could link back up to continue our quest. But I can see if there's more information. I mean, we currently have no plans, so either have you told us about Bubble Saga and her plaguing of your dreams, or are you keeping that under lip?
I haven't mentioned that.
He's been keeping that to himself. I love that all of you have this like incredibly relevant information, and yet each of you is like, no,
do I know this?
Mine. It's fantastic. Tithla, if you're wondering who's keeping secrets, all of them are.
I don't have secrets.
You assholes!
My secret was go kill the druids, so I went and killed the druids.
It wasn't really a secret either. Yeah, that's true. Theo has no secrets.
It's more of a mantra.
Yeah.
Kill the druids, kill the druids, kill the druids.
More of an intrusive thought that kept like popping into your subconscious.
Yeah. But I mean, we know that there's some item of. I do know that there's some item of significance in the drowned city of right?
I believe it was during was it during your reading with Madame Ava you learned that there was a token of feather and bone in the drowned city or the drowned town.
So Theo's across that?
Theo would know that. I believe that was during your reading with Madame Ava that you learned about that.
Oh, so I mean, if we're looking for something to do, we could either go to the drowned city or Argenvost or the Amber Temple. These are all places people have told us not to go, but when has that stopped us?
The only place people told you not to go is the Amber Temple. That's the only one you've been told, like, under no circumstances go there.
We also were told Argenvost was quite dangerous, and the drowned village is also, drowned village. It was not drowned by a natural flood, it was drowned by evil witchery, so it's not safe either.
I think we probably... Look, the Amber Temple is probably a no-go. I think the Argenvost holds probably the best option here. We've got Zen. She said there's something good there. Maybe she'll need a hand. We can forces combined, better off.
Well, yeah. I mean, all I'm saying is one way or another. I think we know we have to do something about the rulers of this land, and I think as strong as we all are, that we all stand no chance. Now, the best we can do is to try and find things to help us get stronger. And if going to our top will help, we could shoot scrolls. And if something there can help power up Styx, he's already pretty strong. That would be even more helpful.
I have the one note that to the south near Mount Garcus, there's a ruined temple. I assume that's this. All I have written down is "We will die."
Yes, exactly. Like I said, all of these places are explicitly listed as places we will die, but staying still will also result in us dying. So we are also a lot stronger now than we were when we heard about the immediate death of Argenvost. So,
well, I think that place that Tithla mentioned was that description of the location sounds like the Amber Temple, maybe, but there's also that tower, not the damaged one. There's another tower, isn't there, that we were looking to possibly go to? The complete one.
Aussie Mad Mage?
In the mountains. Yeah, that one.
Oh, we could go there. I mean, they're strong, but my notes say Amber Temple is at Mount Garcus in the south. They're very bad, is what I think. Yeah, there's a Mount Mage in Mount Bartok. We could go see him. And we know an adventuring group went missing at the Este Hill. It might help us find the adventuring party with the name that I totally remember and we haven't forgotten. That's why we're here.
The two parties that you're looking for are the Twin Moons and the White Banner.
Naturally. Perhaps this is the White Banner. Or the Twin Moons. Oh no, those are the Dieste Hills. So yes, we already found them. Where's my notes on Argynvost?
If the overall plan is to take down
Southeast.
him and him, sort of gesturing at two different things in the sort of like to symbolize two different people, then would it be more beneficial for us to try and establish more allies here instead of going on a potential treasure hunt that might not turn up something in Argynvost? Maybe this is just my two copper pieces, but maybe
I like that.
the wizard's tower, maybe the wizard is an ally that we could potentially recruit.
Yeah, I mean, we've already changed one mad magic wielder into a less mad magic wielder. We rock up, do some prayers, maybe take him back to the abbot for some super prayers, and
super prayers.
Super prayers. The last thing to note, and it might be something we might want to share with, and I point down. I remember there being mention of a werewolf den around somewhere.
Yes,
north.
There is a werewolf den. I believe it is somewhere relatively near Kresk, but no one knows exactly where. But they were raiding Kresk, so they must be not too far off.
Do we have a map?
Those that would be helpful.
We did get a detailed map at one point. I'm pretty sure
You have a vague map, but I mean, you're sitting on top of the keepers of the Feather Trove. You're pretty confident they have a very.
I guess we
good
could
map.
perhaps they have some information on what is in Argynvost, on what is in the Amber Temple, where the werewolf den is, and maybe how approachable the Mad Mage is. Like,
maybe we should go downstairs.
Okay,
Have the conversation. Good idea.
Perfect. As you
Let's
make your
do it.
way back inside and then down into the Undercroft, where the Keepers of the Feather make their home, you emerge into the large open chamber. You can see Lara really hasn't moved very much from when you saw her the night before Tithla. Still sitting on the floor, now surrounded by journals and notebooks. You can see that she's actually currently leaning on her hand, her cheek kind of smushed up, dozing softly as the quill that was behind her ear slowly falls down and clatters onto the book in front of her. As you march down into the room, Styx probably the least quiet. Styx just clang, clang, clang down off the ladder and starts walking across the stone floor. You watch as her hand like suddenly slips. She goes, "Oh my god, my neck."
Hello.
Surely you guys are heading to bed soon. Haven't you drunk enough? Get out of here if you're drunk. Go out and party.
it is the morning. We just had breakfast.
Shit. How long have I been asleep?
I don't know. Your quill just fell off as we were heading down the stairs, so I assume you've just fallen asleep then. So I think you've had exactly 0 hours and 0 minutes of sleep in the last possibly 48 hours.
Yeah, 3 days. That checks out. What do you guys want? What's happening?
Well, I mean, we wanted some information, but look, it sounds like you need a long rest. And look, far be it from us to get in the way of a long rest when it is truly needed.
Fucking
Those usually
knife.
know when they need a long rest, all right? Helpful.
Sometimes you just need a long rest, Theo. You just need one, okay?
If you'd like to have a quick rest before helping us, I'm sure we can busy ourselves around the farm helping Davian repair for a bit if you need a break. But we just had some questions about areas around, trying to work out what to do next, really.
Yeah. I'll help wherever I can. What do you need to know? Let's do this first, and then I'll go grab a rest. You can help out Davian or do whatever you want to do. But to be honest, I think it's a bit of a waste putting you to work around a farm. We need you out doing, like, actual important stuff. I know Davian cares about the winery, but...
Jonor would roll out a scroll, that map we've been given at some point, and just spare bottom of the table, roll it out, brush off any dust or things, and say, can we try to populate this one a little bit more with, the werewolf den and other things we've heard along the way?
Yeah, no, this is pathetic. We could do better than that. Where's a map? We've got a copy of that. I can give you, yeah. give you Davian's old map. Now that he's not doing reconnaissance anymore and he's stationed here, he doesn't need his note-taking kit, explorer's kit. I can give you a map that we've drawn up for him. I think his father drew this. Just be careful with it and don't tell him I gave it to you. And with that, you watch as Lara reaches down, rustling between what looks like a leather-bound satchel, pulls out a scroll and rolls it out, showing a beautifully detailed and ornate map. I'm going to bring you across to the map on Roll20, and I'm going to give you access to the entire view. You now can look and see all of Barovia as it is laid out.
I love that it took us this long to do this.
It's quite funny to me too. Let's get
It's like episode 60, isn't it, or something like that?
67, I reckon. 68.
I think it's 68, yeah. Let me get you onto the map of Barovia. Bear with me 2 seconds. There it is. I will turn off the darkness, and you should be able to see everything you need to see. The VTT enhancement suite is being annoying. There you go. You should have full access to that. Please enjoy.
Okay.
I could bring this across. Yeah, go on. I'll bring it across the map so people can see kind of roughly what you guys can see. Let's do that, hey?
All right.
And each of those little
hexagons is a quarter mile.
You're a quarter mile.
Oh,
Thank you. That means a lot to me, Jacob. It's really nice of you to say. Thank you.
That's the tower we went in, right?
Yes, that is. That's the tower on the base of Lake Bartok.
So Lake Bartok's the little one, not the big one?
Lake Bartok is the little one.
Cool.
Where's the Abbey on this?
Over towards I'll mark it for you really quickly. Give me a second. The Abbey is at the top of the hill overlooking... Oh, sorry. No, not there. Sorry. The Abbey is near the village of Kresk. That's the village of Kresk. The Abbey is up on the mountains just overlooking it.
Cool. Okay, Lara saying this map is hugely helpful.
I try.
So the places we're looking for are the Werewolf Den, the Amber Temple, Arginvor's Hold, and the Mad Mage's Tower.
Werewolf Den, just here, just north of Kresk, on the other side of Lake Bartok. Baratok. I've been saying Lake Bartok this whole time. It's actually Lake Baratok. That's hilarious.
I'm pretty stick with Lake Bartok. I've got all my notes on Lake Bartok.
It's Bartok now. On the other side of Lake Bartok. That's where you'll find...
There's an extra R in there. Is it Baratok?
Nah, it's just Bartok. Lake Bartok.
Okay.
On the other side of Lake Bartok. It's a silent A. If you're looking for Mount Bartok, that's up towards the north here. If you're looking for Mad Mage, I don't know why you go looking for that lunatic, but very, very north of Lake Zarovich, north of Valaki. You want to follow the river around and head up towards the north. Ginvost Hold. You're actually not too far away from Ginvost Hold. There's a pathway off leading from the main road from Valaki over near the Lunar River.
And the Amber Temple?
Amber Temple, that's down near Mount Gakis. Head very, very south of Lunar Lake. Take the Selenka Pass.
And, well, we've heard all of these places are potentially dangerous. Do you or the Keepers of the Feather know what is in any of them? Well, Werewolf Den obviously has werewolves. How heavily populated is it?
Our most recent reports of the Werewolf Den, the pack is maybe 20, 30 strong. We were planning on dealing with the werewolves sometime in the near future. They've been taking children from the town of Kresk and some of the nearby smaller farms.
I wonder why Kresk hasn't brought that up when we travelled through there on the way to the Abbey.
When you did go there, you do remember them getting really freaked out that you might be werewolves and attacking you, which is how you met Sergeant Gavel, who...
I did walk down the fake stairs behind the rock.
Yeah, I was incredibly injured at that point. So
you were. Yes.
Yeah, it was a whole thing. The only reason I had to roleplay Sergeant Gavel to the extent I did was because of the werewolf hatred that is in Kresk and the fear of any furry creature. Yeah. There were heads of wolves on spikes outside the front of Kresk as well as you were walking along the main road. There were werewolf heads dotting on spikes.
So it sounds like the town of Kresk is an ally of ours now, especially with the Abbey sitting on the mountain. So if the werewolf den is on the way to the Mad Beast's tower,
could take both out. Well, I mean, 20 to 30 werewolves is quite a task, even for us. I mean, the druids were a handful alone. I think without anything to kill them, I mean, I know they're furry, perhaps fire would help them, but I mean, none of us could. I can make some small fire magic, but without the Raspip and his fireballs or giant apes, we might struggle to take out the larger groups of enemies.
Silver's good against werewolves as well. All shape changes. Silver is effective.
So she'll stay away from the cutlery.
Probably best. But yeah, silver's good. But I mean,
we can stock up on silver.
There are reports of a jostle for leadership amongst the pack. Okay. We've had reports coming in of werewolves seen fighting not too far away from the mouth of the den. We think there might be some sort of, I don't know, like battle for leadership, battle for ownership of the pack. So maybe you can use that to your advantage. It seems like there's been something going on there, something to investigate potentially.
Are there any groups of werewolves that are better than others that we could ally with to take out the other werewolves, so that maybe we end up with maybe not no werewolves, but less evil werewolves?
The main problem is, right, when they're changed, it's a bit harder to differentiate them. I mean, we can differentiate them based on the markings of their coat and things like that, but it's hard to know who those werewolves are when they're in their wolf form, and they only ever leave the den in wolf form. We've very rarely seen them actually change out in the open. The werewolves are a tough one. It's hard to know. Personally, I'd be surprised if they're going to be that reasonable, but I've been surprised before. I mean, I thought the abbot was a being that we would have to eliminate and would never be reasoned with, would never be able to be turned. And yet here we are. Abbot now is our
miracles.
Staunchest ally. So, yeah.
Is taking out the werewolves likely to aid us in our mission here? So, I mean, we will do it just for it being a good thing to do for Kresk, but if it's just wondering how to prioritize it, if it's going to be a big win for us.
Look, if you would
visit.
Oh, so you go, Tom. Yeah.
Maybe we visit the tower behind first, and if we collect any powerful weapons, or befriend the mage there, that could be helpful to take out the werewolves. We just sort of go the furthest route, then come back past those werewolves.
You're not going to befriend the mage. The mad mage. Do you know why he's called the mad mage, right?
You did also say the abbot was mad, so...
Does he have a temper?
Yeah.
Does he get angry?
No, he's batshit insane.
Oh, wouldn't he be the crazy mage then?
Doesn't have as good a ring to it as mad mage.
Yeah, okay.
So going off of that description, is the mad mage Raspip?
Perhaps he is, but...
I haven't... You watch as she pauses and genuinely for a second considers that information and goes, "No, we've got reports of the gnome arriving in Barovia with a group of other people."
Would it be a ruse?
Well, I mean, I'm not going to discount it now.
I'll note that down.
Do you think the mad mage could be Raspip?
I've never met Raspip, so I'm just going off of the stories that I've been told by the others.
So you and Raspip have never been in the same room together?
That is a conspiracy.
That is very suspicious.
Add that to the board.
Oh, I have pin boards and I have string.
It's all making sense now.
Well, I mean, we heard the mad mage is someone of a lot of power. I mean, sure, he might be a bit temperamental, but surely we could convince him to help. Well, we did the same for the abbot.
Look,
is it mad like you can go on? Sorry.
No. You go, Tom.
Is it mad as in you can't have a conversation with him, or mad he likes to collect mongrel folk but is willing to have a conversation? Which level are we talking about?
The mad mage. No one knows his name. Fucker appeared.
Where would buying young
No.
goblin.
So the Mad
Goblin?
Mage, fucker appeared outside Castle Ravenloft. I mean, the reports are sketchy. We didn't get there until a little bit into the fight, but look, he's clearly not a friend of Strahd, and I'm guessing also not a friend of Sergei either. This is like going back 10, 12 years. Fucker just appeared, according to eyewitness reports, in front of the castle, began hurling lightning down, calling upon like a storm, blasted the castle with energy. Strahd strolled out and they fought. Magic thrown about, grabbing, throwing them through buildings. Like this was a battle of titans. Strahd kicked this guy's ass. Like, tore his spellbook in half. Cast him down. It was brutal.
But he did still stand up to him, like, and put up a decent fight, right?
Yeah.
That's more than anyone else has ever done. So
Yeah, and we left it the chance, right? We thought, great, he's a powerful mage who's already willing to stand up to Strahd. The first of our Were Ravens we sent over, first of the Mardukov family to go and talk to him, he just shot them out of the sky. We were lucky we were able to get there in time to stop them dying. He was cackling madly. So the next time we were like, okay, we're not going to approach in Raven form. We'll walk up, hands above our heads, waving a white flag. He turned the flag into an octopus and then inserted... No, we're not going into the details of that, but it was... The dude's insane. His mind was broken that night. Whatever he was before, that defeat at the hands of Strahd, it broke him. I don't think you're going to get much help out of him.
minds before.
maybe it's if we can get him to the Abbot. The Abbot is a powerful healer. Maybe he will. I mean, the Abbot was a bit messed up, but he was still helping the mongrel folk and dealing with some of the most insane people in Barovia. If we can get the Mad Mage to him, maybe we stand a chance.
Yeah, that could be. Bit of restoration for him.
I mean, it's worth a try.
But he is quite far away, yes? He's up here on the map?
Yeah, far to the north, heading up past Lake Zarevich.
And that's all very mountainous. If we go the northern route, the fastest way would be back through Vallaki and then across the lake, no?
Yeah, back through Vallaki and then bordering the lake. If you could catch a boat across, that'd be pretty quick too.
Okay, so it's not so much on... We can't really do werewolf then into that. It'd be...
Oh, mountain pass, yeah.
Well, we could do Arginvost Holds and head up to the Mad Mage.
Arginvost Holds, that's an interesting one. That place has been a ruin for a very, very long time.
Yes,
actually, back before we were taking records.
We heard quite dangerous?
Yeah, people go missing there. People who venture in, our scouts... I mean, again, this is going back a very long time. We're talking like further back than we've been taking notes, detailed notes. I can have a look through and see if there's anything about Arginvost in detail, but I mean, the only notes I have off the top of my head are avoid flying too close. It's a ruin covered in dragon iconography, like statues of dragons, gargoyles of dragons. It's weird place. It has a feel to it. We always sort of chalked it up to a place of necromancy, a place of necromantic energy.
I mean, that sort of lines up with Sergei, so...
Yeah, exactly.
You reckon that's where he probably hangs out?
No, we're pretty confident Sergei's in the Amber Temple.
I was going to say, we know where Strahd is. Where's Sergei?
We're pretty confident Sergei's in the Amber Temple. Every so often, people here lose their minds, and they become these, like, I don't know how to describe it. It's downright fucking creepy, but they lose all life, all joy, all emotion, and they just become husks, and they wander down, taking the road to the Amber Temple, and it's creepy. Nothing attacks them. They are just left alone to wander down towards the Amber Temple, sometimes with tools, sometimes without, and you'll see them if you get too close. You'll see a handful of people occasionally excavating around the site, occasionally working to clear away the debris, and they're just like I don't want to say zombies, but they're like zombies. But we've tried everything to wake them up. I mean, one or two of the Mardikovs have been caught in whatever that spell is. It's like they're drawn there. We think that that's where Sergei is.
Well, then probably not go to the Amber Temple yet, so that's good information.
If I can,
Yes.
for some, no one knows how. Damo might be sending a carriage for us tonight or tomorrow night.
I think you have your days wrong. That was meant to be a couple nights past. We opted to save the Mardikovs and kill the Druids instead of being at Kresk.
No, both things can be true.
How do you know this? Is this why you've been acting so strange?
No, I've been acting strange because everyone's being suspicious.
Really?
No, you've been acting strange all in your own right. But that's okay. You're allowed to be however you want, and we will.
I'm always strange.
We will
you
love
never
you no
say
matter what,
anything
but-
about it.
Well, yeah, no, you're a. Well, you usually are odd, but now you are different from how you usually are. You are angry, sad. It is heartbreaking to see.
Well, I don't know. He just said he was going to send another carriage.
What else did he say?
Who said they're going to send another carriage? Because you're talking about Strahd.
I presume she means Strahd, yes.
Yeah, well, yeah.
How could you know that?
Well, when I was trying to find Raspip, and Raspip ran away, and Raspip was being sucky, he said hello.
You found Strahd in the bushes. We chased after you.
What?
Hey,
You didn't get that far away, did you?
I don't know. Sorry, Owen just did the face.
Just my face. The podcast
It was
listeners,
horrifying.
check it out on YouTube. It's worth seeing the face.
God.
I think the fact that I have
So
such
Strahd
naturally
came
pointy
in-
canine teeth really enhances that face when I go like... It's good. I gotta do it again.
So you ran after Raspip, and you did see Raspip, and then you also saw Strahd, and then we turned up in a matter of, what, 10 minutes?
I don't know how long it was, but yeah.
I'd check Tithla's neck for bite marks. Did he...
If
Did he
you come
attack
over,
you?
Tithla's going to be like swatting at you and trying to push you off.
Whoa, what's going on there?
What are you
I
doing?
was just trying to see if he got... I want to see if he got bitten. You know when...
Talk to me.
What?
Ask these things. Don't just walk over to someone and grab their neck.
Well, last time I was trying to help Grinner. I was trying to help Grinner with his bite, and helped him. I was trying to help you, Tithla.
Okay, well, no one beat me, okay?
Then why was he seeing you?
I don't know. I'm such a friendly person. Maybe he wanted to make amends.
Did he sound like he wanted to make amends? Did he say this
Well,
to
he
you?
invited us to dinner. I think that's a pretty good step.
Oh, okay.
And what do you think we should go?
Well, I don't know what to do. He also said, I just don't know what to do.
What else did he say, Tithla?
And nothing at all. That
I telepathically say in your head, if you don't know what to tell the others, you can tell me.
Tithla says out loud, I just don't know who to trust anymore, okay?
Well, us, we are your friends.
Everyone, though.
Of course, everyone. Why would someone not be your friend?
I don't know why. Sometimes
I mean,
people
those
don't
that
like me,
abandon,
sometimes-
those that abandon and also approach you in the woods and disappear when your allies turn up, are probably people not to trust.
It's just, and the world's gonna kill us, and what are we gonna do? Like, why are we even fighting? What's even the point?
Because the world is not going to kill us. We're going to make this place a better place. And if we died trying, then we will have left it better than we found it. And that's all we can ever do with the life we are given.
Lara, how many groups have come through before us? How many people have tried to make this place a better place?
I don't think it's healthy for you if I answer that.
I think, Lara, how many groups have made a difference?
One.
And now, is that group still here?
Yeah. It's you.
That's all you
right?
need to hit it. Look, we are making a diff. I assume that it's us, right? I'm not being completely presumptuous here. It is not the white banner or the twin moons, is it?
With the twin moons.
We're here to save them, so.
Well, we don't know if they're in trouble or not. Maybe they're here to flourishing.
Well, you're pretty sure that the corpse of the gnome that you found under the tree, under the Gothias tree, was Sonia Brightly from the White Banner. So
the rest of them could still be around. But I presume it is us. Already by being here, we have made a difference. We are making progress. So as long as we keep pushing forward, look, I don't think anyone of us will die or leave. We'll do our best we're doing our best to get home, so we can go back to see your parents and go back to.
Why did he leave?
I do not know. Grinner was a troubled man. I assume we'll find him one day and reconvene, and I hope for his sake he'll be in a better place than he was when we left. But look, I do not know why he left. But I know if he could, he would come back to us.
Tithla, you've had a few people that you used to trust, people that you still do deep down trust a little bit. Try to comfort you, try to help you. Could I get you to please roll me a wisdom saving throw? And we're going to see if this very consistent, gentle handling has helped you reduce the temporary insanity that you have taken, the paranoia.
That's a dirty 20.
Unnatural 20. Tithla, that paranoia that you've been feeling, it lessens. You feel less sure of how unsure you felt a moment ago. You feel more confident in your teammates. I mean, everything they've said, you know, rationally makes sense. And that is starting to bleed through.
Tithla just sort of like bumps her shoulders over and looks down. And...
I'd like you to pick two of the party who you think you now trust more than the others.
Well, it's definitely not Theo. No. Do you want me to say it, or do you want me to just play it?
I'm happy for you to play it. I probably need to know just because it'll influence things a little bit later. But you don't have to tell. You don't have to share it with anyone else. You can just play it. I reckon I'll be able to figure it out.
Yeah, I'll message you after this.
Legend. I trust Styx. Only Styx. Styx twice.
Pretty trustworthy as far as things go. I don't think he has deceit programmed into him.
That's missing.
I trust Luther. Where are you going?
Bye, Tithla.
Yes, Luther leaving is not anything that constitutes leaving you. It is solely going to pursue our aims in a different location.
And he was discussed beforehand.
Slumps over and sort of falls to the ground, sort of pulls her knees up to her chest and looks up, and you can see she's just got tears in her eyes, and it's just too much. I just don't know. I don't know what to do.
You know, we may not know what.
Hug. Oh, sorry, Tom.
You go.
How do you feel about touch right now? Okay, not okay.
Yeah. Okay, I guess.
I lean down and give you a big old goat bear hug.
Tithla has the tiniest bit of shy away for a second, as that instinct of people coming towards her, but
no, going nowhere.
Killian comes in from the other side and sort of goes in, sort of makes it almost like a cuddle puddle.
Coming from behind.
Theo, you hold her down, I'll stab. That's why I went wrong with Jonor.
Yeah.
You may not know what to do, Tithla. And look, this is what we're trying to figure out. But if there's anything that I know I can come to trust, it's what these cards are telling me. How many times have we learned what is going to happen because of these cards? And at this point, I drop down to in front of Tithla, get onto one knee and stare her straight, like not right in the face, but convincingly. I have seen that there are dark forces here, and there are ways to kill these evil beings. They are foul, they ruin these lands, and I'm sure I've seen it. These things will die at our hands if we choose to right these wrongs. So I truly believe, Tithla, we can do some good here, and we just have to choose to do it.
I'm not sure that I believe you, but I'm happy to keep going for a bit more.
And I know that it seems hard and bleak, but losing faith is what this realm does to you. Like Lara was just saying, people eventually become husks, and that is when they leave. So as long as you stay positive, trust that you are making a difference, you will make a difference, even just by being. And truthfully, when you're your normal self, it is hard for the world not to feel a little bit brighter with you around.
Okay. Thanks.
Give you a little pat on the head. Okay. Well, you said he was going to send a carriage in tomorrow night, was it?
Owen, what did we say?
Tomorrow night.
Tomorrow night.
And he was going to send an
tomorrow
escort to make sure you came back with him. Didn't get lost.
As in, that's tomorrow night from now, not tomorrow night from yesterday, yeah?
Tomorrow night from now.
Cool.
Well, okay, then as a team, and Lara, your opinion as someone wise with all the collective knowledge of the Keepers as a Feather, do we think it is a good idea to accept this invitation? Like, on one hand, very real chance of us dying in excruciating, horrible death. On the other hand, we might learn something.
So in all the records I've got here, he's never invited people to the castle for dinner. Adventurers, outlanders, offworlders, never. That's never happened. This is bizarre that you're being invited.
When he says we're invited for dinner, Tithla, did he mean we are coming to eat a meal with him, or are we coming to be a meal? There's a big distinction, really.
It was kind of like a make-up invitation for the one that we missed.
Going there, we could find things of interest. You know, we'd get more information about this land. It could be helpful.
A unique experience.
What was that? Sorry, Raph?
A unique experience.
Yeah, definitely a unique experience. Was it Jonor that the bride was saying to come and meet her somewhere at the thing? And did anyone else hear that?
No, we didn't hear it.
It's so hard to remember what you hear as a player and what you hear as a character.
That's right. That's what I'm here for.
Off now, so let's discuss.
Jonah's
the fucking snitch, right?
Yeah. I forget what she was offering him, but
crystal ball.
Crystal something.
Crystal ball.
If
yeah, that was
sending a carriage for us tomorrow night or tonight?
Tomorrow night.
Tomorrow night. If you're sending us a carriage tomorrow night, then it makes no sense for us to go to Argynvost or
Argynvost is about a day's travel away. You're actually not too far away from it. It's the one you're closest to Argynvost.
How far's Vallaki?
Vallaki from here.
I think it's about like 7 or 8 sessions last time.
It didn't take that long. Come on.
You're right. It was more like 15, 16.
Yeah, Chad, please confirm how long that was.
8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 24, 25, 26. I can do some quick math. I'll let you know in a second. Carry on.
I'm just thinking if Strahd's going to send us a carriage to pick us up tomorrow night, if we go to Argynvost, we could end up being in there for longer than 2. Takes us a day to get there, only gives us a day to search it. What if we took the drinks order that they made in Vallaki for here back to Vallaki and then hopped on a carriage there? That way we haven't got, when Strahd picks us up, we're not near any allies that are currently fighting against him or trying to.
I think that has merit.
It's about 100 kilometers away from where you are. So it's about sort of 30 hours to 36 hours walking to get back to Vallaki. A day and a night.
We have a day and a night. Oh, it's like it's in the script.
Oh man, that joke's going to carry on a bit, isn't it? This one, I can already feel like this one's got legs like a fucking centipede.
That's all right. Chat was talking about the purchase of Tithla earlier, so I didn't even bring it up.
That has legs like an eldritch horror. That is just never ending. An infinite number of legs. Yeah, I mean, yeah. So it's going to take you about but to get to Argynvost, if you were to cut through the Svarlich Woods and then make your way over the hills, just directly east of where you are, you're looking at about sort of 6 hours walking. It's probably you could even get there because it's early morning. Let's say it's sort of about 8 a.m. since you guys have had breakfast. If you were to leave now, you could even get there early afternoon, mid-afternoon, not early afternoon.
On the topic of the world, does Tithla have any sort of detriment to the fact that she stayed up all night, paranoid?
Don't worry. We're going to get to that when you... That's all right. Don't worry. Good. Your exhaustion level is coming. Your exhaustion level is coming.
To make sure you roll over it.
No, that's all right. I got it. It's just that it hasn't been quite long enough for you to get the exhaustion level yet. But don't worry. It's coming.
Oh, good. Big worried we'd forgotten.
I wouldn't do that to you, baby. Given that it is at the point we're at, what I am going to say is that all of you, having had a fairly restful night, most of you having a fairly restful night, but more importantly, having taken a bit of time to prepare and get ready for the journey ahead, all of you may level up.
Hey!
And the reason I'm saving it for the end of this session is because I want to quickly go through what your level up entails. How has your experience with the druids affected your characters? How has the knowledge that you've gained with the Keepers of the Feather, how has your journey since the last level up shaped you into the person you are now? So I think the easiest one is going to be Styx. I'm guessing you're taking another Paladin level? Oh no!
I hadn't thought about it, but yes.
Okay, you don't have to. You can take a different level if you like. You can, given that you've been tapping into these old memories. If you wanted to take something like a fighter level, that would make a lot of sense. If you're going to tap into your, I guess like the original force that created your sword, you could easily argue a warlock level. If you wanted to be a paladork, I could definitely. That's for the loser. More like a paladork. Oh wait, that's what they're called. Well, let's while you have a bit of a think, Raph. Jonor, wizard level.
Yeah, it's gone a wizard. Contrary to the throbbing headache he's got, concussion, he is getting 2 more intelligence because he is trying to be, the very best there ever was in this pursuit. He's gripped by this ability he's now gotten. I haven't figured out the spells, but I can share those ones next session.
Yeah, absolutely.
Probably as they come up, I would say.
Are there any other abilities that you get from your...
It's just a boring ability score improvement.
That's okay. That's not necessarily
I've not
boring.
gone feat. It's a spells that'll be the interesting part. It's just more spells, basically.
No dramas.
And more int.
Josh. Killian.
20.
What? Oh, 20 intelligence, Jonor.
20 in.
Chef's
20
kiss.
in. There we go.
Finally, your character matches your intelligence, Tom.
Oh, jeez. Oh, mate, don't flatter me.
Okay, fuck you, Tom. Killian, what level are you taking?
I think with the time that Killian has spent up in the abbot, he could go because he's
Sorry, has
Celestial
spent
Warlock
up in the abbot?
Mm-hmm.
Yes, up in the abbot. All up in there. No, I'm not doing that. All up in the abbot. Yep, he spent a lot of time with the abbot and sort of improving his connection. So I could technically go either way because I'm Celestial Warlock, but I decided to go Cleric.
Fair enough.
For this. Are we using optional class features?
Yes, we are.
Cool. So that gives me some one additional thing on top of the other things that I get at level 2.
Hey, so what do you get? Let's talk it through.
So
it's always good to hear.
The additional, the first thing that I get is Channel Divinity.
Very nice.
So I can do Turn Undead.
What's your cleric? You've taken, was it Life Cleric?
I'm Grave Cleric, so I can stop
Grave
critical
Cleric,
hit
that's right.
on other people.
Very
So
nice.
I can stop, but I can only do that once per long rest. But then I've also got, as my optional class feature, Harness Divine Power. So I can use that Channel Divinity to give myself a spell slot back.
Very nice.
If I want to.
Jacob, what is Tithla taking as her level up?
Tithla, having spent a lot of time with the druids in nature and also questioning...
Tithla's taking a level of Blight Druid.
all of her...
That's a rat skip, actually.
Yeah.
Tithla is going to lean further onto Jacob, build that bond stronger, take another level in Ranger.
Which I think unlocks Jacob's wings, correct?
Jacob increases to medium size, can be ridden. He can fly stronger, and then Tithla gets some resistance to whatever type Jacob is.
Yeah, fantastic. Drake Warden gets some really nice stuff mid-level, as you level up to the mid-tier. This is you unlocking some of the best features of the Drake Warden class here, which is awesome.
Yeah, this is pretty cool.
Theo, Moon Druid, or are you going to multi-class?
I'm thinking probably...
I'm going to take a Blight Druid level. I've decided to become the thing I just eradicated.
I was considering seeing maybe Circle of Wildfire and seeing how you might go with a double Druid multi-class, but it really doesn't work with the whack-ass stat spread that I went with. It was entirely geared towards being a bear.
Yes.
So I think, Theo, you've got to channel more into being that shapeshifter, knowing how pivotal that was for cleansing these druids from the world. So yeah, we'll be taking another level of Circle of the Moon,
which I believe unlocks some more forms for you, doesn't it?
I
Not quite
think
yet.
I'm one level. Oh, where's the table of wild? It's hard to. I need the actual druid table.
Because what level of Moon Druid are you now? You're level 8 Moon Druid, correct?
No, that'll be my 5th level of Moon Druid.
Because you've got Barbarian levels, of course.
Yeah.
Of course. So you're still the Bayornling. You won't unlock the Bayorn shape until your next ability score, because there's obviously you've been transforming into the adolescent version of the Bayorn, which is the Bayornling. The adult form, which is what you will unlock when you unlock the higher CR challenge ratings, which I think is then 2 levels or 3 levels off flying forms as well, which will be pretty sick.
So I just got last level. I got swimming forms, which I forgot. So the 8th level gets me flying forms.
Yeah.
10th level gets me elemental wild shape,
which we will have a chat about, because you will get access to some variant elemental forms as well.
No, yeah. So 6th level druid gets me my druid level rounded by 3, so that gets me to CR2.
Nice. That's still pretty good. Which isn't the Bayon, but really I can unlock the Fey creature for you, the Firav, which is like a winged fox-like creature based on Eastern mythology, which is CR2.
Can't fly though.
Oh shit, you can't fly. Never mind. I'll give that to you when you get the flying forms, because that'll be pretty handy.
Let's see if maybe we can workshop and call this some other Fey hybrid creature.
I've been working on some Fey creatures for fun. To do some to challenge myself with general bear vibe. Okay, we could work on that. I should be inspired by the horrific hybrid animals I create for Avatar Legends on a weekly basis. Raph, have you had a bit of a think about Styx? Did you want to take that Paladin level, or are you thinking a multi-class?
No, I'm going to go Paladin level.
Sick.
Keep it simple for now.
Keep it simple.
Yeah.
What do you get for 8th level Paladin?
Not a whole lot. I get 1 extra spell, and I get to increase my ability by 1 or 2, and I think that's it. I just get the one thing at the moment.
Easy as. If there were any feats you wanted to take, let me know. Otherwise, the ASI for you is pretty handy right now. I'm guessing Charisma, not a bad one for you to bump up with your spells.
Mm-hmm.
Styx, I'm going to say that your level up is correlated to your activation of memory. You begin to find aspects of your old personality bleeding through, the sword beginning to bleed through. As your charisma increases, occasionally you find yourself speaking much more naturally, much more fluidly, like you used to. And that's up to you how you want to roleplay that, when it happens, what triggers it. But yeah, as you form that connection with your memory and begin to level up your charisma, it bleeds through as the remnants, the fragments of your old personality, almost like the echoes of it beginning to occasionally assert themselves again. Also, given that you've now bonded with the sword, the hilt, yeah, as you find more pieces, there'll be some more benefits for you as well.
Hell
Perfect. And on that note, I think that's a good place to wrap up for tonight. Thank you so much for joining us, everybody. No cliffhanger tonight. We're not doing a not ending a cliffhanger. Just a lovely moment as all the characters get their level ups and begin to plan their next step. So maybe that's the cliffhanger. We don't yet know where they're headed next. It's a very mild cliffhanger. We'll take it. We'll take it. Thank you so much.
Which location will we go to?
Where will we go to die? One of the characters is getting sold. As we will see you all again. It's Luther. We will see you all again next episode. We have our Return of the Giants on Wednesday and our Legacy of Kyoshi campaign on Thursday, all of which we're all back in. We're all full steam ahead. The other exciting news I have to share as well that I probably should have shared at the beginning, but this is now a bonus for all you lovely people who've made it to the end.
Before that, Owen, real quick, don't forget, jump on Spotify, YouTube Music, Maisie Peters, check it out.
For those of you who are fans of fantasy author Brandon Sanderson, particularly the Stormlight Archive, there is a TTRPG based on the Stormlight Archive coming very shortly. I've signed up to the beta, and I've got the beta rules. It looks so good.
There is already a Mistborn one around there somewhere, I think.
Yeah, I had a bit of a look through the Mistborn one, and it looked interesting. I think it was like, I sort of looked into it maybe before I was much more practiced with other RPGs than D&D. I think it was like the second system I looked at. And at that point, I'd just gotten a handle on D&D, and I was like, this seems overwhelming. So I will have another look at the Mistborn series, but I've just read through the Stormlight Archive TTRPG. Yeah. We are definitely going to be doing a short campaign with it. I'm currently reaching out to people who I would like to get involved. You start off as a commoner, and as you go through, you can do things to attract Spren to become one of the Knights Radiant. Or if you're playing as a Parshendi, you can try and change the forms by attracting the correct Spren. It looks fantastic. The Kickstarter for that launches very, very shortly. We will obviously be backing it with all of my money. Brandon Sanderson's my favorite author of all time, and I'm beyond excited for this system. But for those of you who are fans of Brandon Sanderson, I've already actually got the campaign roughly planned out and sketched. It's going to be taking place after Oathbringer and before the Rhythm of War. So right after they've all taken up residence in Uruthuru, and when the Knights Radiant are all being founded. So it's going to be a really interesting time period to play around with. I think that's the best time to run a campaign, because you've got almost, I think it's a year gap between those two books where you can have so much stuff happen really, really easily. And there's a reason why the Knights Radiant are being reformed. So if you're a fan of those book series, get excited, because we are going to do something fun with that, obviously. And I cannot...
It's due for another reread.
Oh, yeah. Yeah. And I've been playing around with some sketches of shard blades and shard plate. I've got some really, really cool designs in mind for how the shard plate is going to look. Because a lot of the things I've seen on the internet that exist so far look incredible, but they feel almost too realistic for me. In the books, when I read about shard plate, it feels like it's got this kind of organic feel for it. it almost because it's been formed from the spren themselves. It's going to be So I've been playing around these kind of like almost slightly organic carapace-like shapes. It's really
I imagine
cool.
like big stone blocks when I read it. That's weird.
Yeah, because I kind of read that they were kind of inspired by the creatures of that world, right? Which are all like crustacean based and very hardy to survive the high storms. And I'd been playing around with some crustacean forms for Raph's book when I was doing some drawings of some of the speculative biology, the alien biology for the book series Raph's been working on. And I've sort of adapted some of those. Very like carapace-like designs and chitin-like designs to the armor, and I'm very excited to work on them a bit more. It's going to be sick.
Owen, great question from the
chat.
Those who haven't read the series, will you be doing some catch-up, explainer of the world?
Yes, I will give a rough intro before the campaign. The thing I will say though is that anyone who's read any of Brandon Sanderson's work, you know that his worlds are very complex and very detailed. I will have an intro ready to go, and I will record that intro and have it as like a little trailer for the series, and I'll put it up on YouTube in a couple of weeks. And I'll have some artwork to go in the background too.
And this is me coming at you out of nowhere.
Yeah.
Do you have an idea of how long this short campaign would be?
Yeah, the last time I committed to a short campaign, it was Avatar Legends, and I said we'd probably do like 10 or 12 episodes, and we ended up doing about 60. So
cool.
And Legacy of Kyoshi, I said, we'll probably do about 10 or 12. We are up to the 12. Like I think the episode
10 and 100.
Yeah, so Legacy of Kyoshi, next episode is episode 11 of Kyoshi. So, and the campaign's not wrapping up next episode. So I'm going to say that I'm going to be aiming for a shorter form campaign just to see if we like it, and it'll be like an intro campaign. If it's going really well and we really like it, I'll expand it into a longer form campaign. But at this stage, I'm going to say it's going to be about 8 episodes, and I'm going to lock that in, and that's going to be 8 episodes.
Very exciting.
No one insight check that. So thank you so much for getting to the end of that. I'll share this as a little intro at the beginning of Return of the Giants as well, because it is very exciting. But from all of us here tonight, stay safe, stay well, and we will see you all again very, very shortly. Don't go anywhere, Twitch people. We are going to go and raid one of our lovely friends of the channel. I should have quickly pulled that open a second ago. Let's go raid. Who do we... Let's see, who's some of our friends who we've... Doesn't look like any of our...
Call them colleagues. They're not really... You don't really have friends.
Okay, that's a bit rough. Let's see who we've got. Let's go raid. Let's go raid... We've raid Spreckenspieler again. We'll go raid one of the bit. Let's go raid Let's Roll for Dragons. They look like they're having a good session, and it looks like they're right in the middle of it. So we'll go raid them. Oh, they've been up for 3 minutes. Perfect. Let's go raid them. Thank you so much, everybody. Stay safe, stay well, and we will see you all again next time. But until then, goodbye, everybody. See ya!
Bye!
Bye!
Bye! Bye!